Hi everyone, this is Kathy Grosskreutz with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and today I hope to show you what may be a new special use of the new chart of account templates. So this video may be a little bit longer than what I normally do, and I'm not going to go in here and do a bunch of editing. So what you see is what you get basically. So what I'm hoping to do before I actually jump in is I'm hoping to be able to use the chart of account templates to add some sub accounts under a main account. This would be a good use if this works out the way I'm thinking, to add maybe some sub accounts in the fixed asset area for computer equipment and software. If you wanted to list several items underneath the sub account computer equipment software, which I'll show you right here. I've already have this on the list right here. Now this is a sample file that I created when I was teaching a class at Scaling New Heights on QuickBooks Online Accountant new features. So I'm hoping that this will alleviate some of the frustrations that we have. So before I actually jump right in on this, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, share it with others, and if nothing else, go ahead and click on the notification button so that way you can get notified on new videos that I put out. I generally try to put out new content at least one day per week, or one day per week. Sorry about that. Unedited. So, but anyway, my accountant channel, or my channel is normally geared towards accountant users, but anybody that wants to be a part is welcome to that. So I'm not going to edit any of that out. It's just what it is at this point, because I really want to get this up today so that way you guys can see. But anyway, with that said, I hope that if you know of anybody that could benefit from being in our channel, make sure you let them know about it. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers at this point. Almost there. So anyway, with that said, as you can see, this is the account that I want to add some sub accounts to. Now, ordinarily, the way that we go about doing this is we're going to go over here up to the new button. Okay, so you go to the new button, and I'll just add one here. All right, come on now. Why is this not working? Yeah, like I said, live is fun. So when we go to the live thing, let me make sure what's going on. There we go. It took a while to open. That's when you get live. All right. So anyway, let's say we want to add a new computer. I'm going to say Microsoft Surface Pro 9. And maybe that's 15-inch or something. I don't know what the dimensions are really. So we're just guessing here. All right. And then the account type is going to be fixed assets. And then the important thing is that you want to make this a sub account of this computer equipment software thing. You got to select it right here. And then you don't have to worry about putting the open balances or any of that in. And if you wanted to add a little description, you could. So you go ahead and do that. Click on save. And then you can see it adds it underneath the computer equipment software as a sub account. And then you have to go back and do this every single time. Say you have a lot of computer equipment and software that you need to add. And a best case use for this is if you've inherited a file and they've failed to put these assets in, and you need to go ahead and put these in so that way you can track the capitalization and the depreciation for those. So you can see where this would be time consuming, correct? So what I propose that we do is to use the new chart of accounts tool to make this a little bit quicker. So give me a couple of seconds while I go here, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this recording so I can switch over to, because you have to do this from the main account. You have to do this from the main QBOA account or the firm level. So let me do that real quick. And when I come back, we'll be at the firm level. And so we are now at the firm level, and what I'm going to do now is, as you can see, here's the COA Templates item here that I'm going to click on, and it's under the tools. I'm under accounting tools, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that and open that up. And I'm not going to go through any of these right now, the self-guided tour. You can do that on your own. But as you can see, I have several templates already in here. And then the chart of accounts that is in that file was one that I created. And I can't remember which one of these that I did. But what I want to do is I want to add a new template. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click on that button. I'm going to go ahead and create a template from scratch because this is what I'm going to do with this. This is going to allow me to create the sub-accounts in here that I want to add to that file. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to name it. I'm going to say sub-accounts or fixed assets sub-account to add to a company file. And it can be whatever. And you can turn on account numbers, which I'm not going to bother to do because that account doesn't have account numbers. And even if it did, it doesn't really matter. So let's say we're going to and we can delete all these out of here that we don't need. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and delete these. Fixed asset. I'm going to leave the fixed assets one up. And I'm going to go ahead and do all these. I'm going to delete these out. Okay. So we're going to add the parent account. And I forgot what we named that parent account. So this may end up adding a new one. I think it's computer equipment or something like that. So, and we're just, and if it doesn't work out exactly the way it needs to, I'm going to go ahead and do, let me see. Fixed asset, let's do fixed asset computers for the detail type. And then we're going to add a new sub account underneath that. So you can see where I'm going with this. Let's say we want to add a ASUS. I don't know what model this is. I'm just going to say 17-inch laptop. And it's going to be the same account type. And then, because it has to go under there. And then the detail type would be computers. And I can type that in there. Let me type that in there. Fixed asset computers. I tried to type that in there, it wouldn't let me. So, and then you add the new sub account from the parent. And let's see, let's call this one Dell 19, or I typed that wrong, 19-inch laptop. And same thing with the detail type, it's going to be fixed asset computers. There we go. That worked that time. All right, and let's just add one more for grins. We'll call this one, let's do this Microsoft Surface Go. And let's say that was maybe 9-inch or something, or 10-inch. Same thing here, detail type. It's going to automatically default to fixed assets. So here we go, computers. All right, so I'm going to save this, and it's going to bring me back to our list here. Okay, so here we go. Here it is right here, fixed asset sub-accounts to add to company file. So keep that in the back of your mind, and then now we're going to pause so I can go back and to that file that I had. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. So when we come back, we'll be in that other file. Okay, so we are back. And as you can see, we're in the sample business for training file. I haven't done anything with this yet because I wanted to go back and double check this, because this is what I'm going to have to name. And it's got it under machinery and equipment, so it's a good thing I went back and looked at that. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I've got to remember to change the detail type on this, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this. Let's do this as fixed assets computers, because otherwise I don't think this is going to work if we don't do that. And while I'm in here, I might as well copy the account name, even though I did it before, because now I got to go back and edit the template, which is not a big deal to do that. So I'm going to switch back one more time, and then hopefully we'll get this done. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes or so. Okay, so we are back in our chart of account templates list here, and I'm going to go ahead and edit this because I want to make sure I have everything matching the way it needs to. So you can go to the template that you want to edit, and I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Editing this template won't change any chart of accounts where you've already applied it, so that's good to know. So anyway, we're going to go back here, and we're going to actually change this account name to what I had copied from the other one, computer. So doing it this way, it should not overwrite this, and it should add these if we're doing this correct. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. All right, so now that we've done this, you have to apply the template from this area. So you can go over here and click on Apply Template. And then we're going to go ahead and select the client, which is that one that I just talked about, the sample business for training. And we're going to go ahead and click on Save. And he says these accounts weren't added. This is likely due to them having the same name and type, but it added the other one. So now if we go back and look at the other one, we should see that those other 3 accounts were added underneath that one, if everything works the way I'm hoping it will. So we'll be right back. Hold on. And look at that. As you can see, here's the one that I added originally, this Pro 9. And it didn't do anything with this because it was already in there. And I guess that's the other thing you need to make sure is that you note the parent account that you want for those to go under. But it did add all these other 3 that I created from the template. So to me, I think that's easier than doing what we did originally, or what we've been taught to do originally. So you can make specific chart of account templates if you want to add stuff as a sub account to a parent account. So I'm interested to see if you think this is helpful. Maybe if you play around with it, you might have some other suggestions that you might want to do. But I think this is something that would save us a lot of time in either trying to create a chart of accounts or add to a chart of accounts that needs stuff added to. So I'll be interested in hearing what you have to say. Well, anyway, that's all I have. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care. We will see you soon.